My name's Natalia Nicholson and welcome. I'm the founder of Women in Digital Business, and today I really wanted to look at women in digital business target audience. I'm a trainer, a coach, a mentor, and one of the things that I teach at the core of everything in digital marketing is understanding who your customer is. However, that's proven to be quite a difficult task for me, and for many other business owners and marketers, it's actually a very, very difficult task. We always like to think, yeah, but we appeal to this audience, that audience, and it ends up being a multiple of different target audience and different customer segments. But how do you put together marketing material, especially if you're a startup or small business, that people can relate to you if you're trying to send messages to so many different target audiences and customer segments? So Women in Digital Business has gone through a major rebrand in the last 6 months, and I really had to look at messaging. But I found it so difficult. I'm a huge advocate for diversity. So my community, Women in Digital Business, is all about underrepresented women because of my experiences. I can't speak about anybody else's experiences, only my own. And there's many women that relate to me, and that's how we've built this community. I'm second generation. My parents are from the Windrush. They came in from Jamaica. So I struggled with a sense of belonging. I had no belonging in the UK from school days to, first going into the corporate world. It was really apparent that I'm different. Okay, and I grew up in a world like that. I go back to the country that I come from and I'm seen as the really lucky girl that had loads of opportunity, because you got to go to the UK. So you don't have this sense of belonging. We're now living in a world where everything is about diversity, recognising it. Is there representation in the workplace? Is there representation through all different types of levels? It's not just about race. In my time growing up, there was a lot of focus on being different if you was beige, brown, yellow, dark brown, whatever variation of black that you are. Now there's many other groups where it's a case of let's fight for equality. And I believe in that from my core, especially with the experiences that I've been through. But then when I was looking at my messaging, I'm thinking underrepresented women, I'm attracting so many different groups. My message is getting lost because everybody's got different experiences. Your experiences may not be the same as mine. They might be similar, which means you can relate to me and we can relate with each other. But in terms of marketing, I want to send a really clear message and I want to connect with my audience. Everything that I teach at the core of it is, what does your audience think? What would your audience like? Okay, because it's our audience that makes our businesses. So when I had to look at the messaging of Women in Digital Business, I kept realising that the women that I attract, the women that come into our community, the women that thrive are actually black women because they can relate with me, because I am a black woman myself. But then it felt like if I say I'm targeting black women, does that mean that I'm alienating any other group of women? Does that mean that I'm not being diverse myself? Does that mean I'm promoting, that we shouldn't have equality? And it was a really tough decision for me. But the fact remains that when I run a masterclass, when I go to events, when I'm mentoring, I look at the success of my business that it's made. The women that gravitate towards me are those that have been through similar experiences. Culturally, we always connect with each other. Even when you do psychological studies and you'll put kids in a room, they tend to gravitate to things that are similar, that they can see within themselves, in other people. It's just a natural, innate habit that we've got. So I had to take a long, hard look. So I have decided to rebrand, and I have decided to say, actually, Women in Digital Business is for black women, because that is how I classify myself. And the women that also classify themselves as black women will understand where I'm coming from. It means that my mentoring is stronger because I connect with them, especially from a spiritual and a cultural place. It means that those women that are starting businesses based in their own communities and their target audience are also black, as well as themselves, their culture, their family. As women, we're not just founders of businesses. Many of us have got families. We are, big figures in our community. We are the go-to, whether it's for our mum, our aunt, our nieces, our nephews, our sons, our daughters, our next door neighbours. That expression, it takes a village to raise a child. That's what our community's like. Even just the little sayings and the little expressions and how we feel. especially those who are second and third generation and don't have that instant contact with the country that they know they come from and we're familiar with culturally, but we wasn't actually born here, and we've got that cross culture of the UK in us as well. So how do I get that across in a message? When I'm talking to my audience and I'm addressing them, or I'm running a masterclass, or we're, relaunching and we're doing social media banners, is it okay to say black women? What does that say about me? And I kind of just wanted to do this video post just to get everybody to see just what type of think tank you've got to be within your business to really make sure that your messages are landing right. The digital landscape has given us so much opportunities, especially women. We're now in a position where we can do so many other things and run our own businesses because we can operate through technology. But the problem that comes with that is really being able to understand your audience, because there are so many channels. So you have to be very specific in who you're addressing. And when you're doing that, does that mean that you go against diversity? Does that mean that you don't feel inclusivity is important? So I've had to come to peace with it. It doesn't. I'm here and I exist to make sure that I can make as many women that I can connect with as successful as possible and avoid making all the mistakes that I avoided. There's a lot that goes on in that world. When it comes to black women, women of colour, we're starting businesses at the fastest rate of any other group. If I can take all the mistakes that I've learned and be able to pass that on and provide a community where you get inspiration, motivation, you can connect, you can feel and be yourself and, reach your goals and your dreams. That's what I want to do. And my audiences are women that identify with me. So for those of you that might feel, is this a colour thing again? I've gone out there, I've come out with new messaging and it says, black women. I'm not trying to alienate anyone, but every business has an audience. And as a marketeer and as a business owner, we know this. And it's really important that you address your audience. So all I'm doing is addressing my audience. I'm a small business. If I'm trying to be everything to everyone, because I appreciate there are many women out there that are not black women that would still connect with me. But as a small business, which I am still, how can I connect with everyone? Because I don't have those budgets, I don't have those resources. And one of the best ways for you to connect with your audience is to be very specific in your messaging. So your audience feels like, she gets me, she knows me. Every business, you should establish what are your customers' pain points and what solution do you offer for them to overcome those pain points, because that's what your potential customers are actually buying. They're buying a solution to a problem. And if you can't address exactly who they are, they don't know your message is for them. So when we're scrolling for nearly 3 miles a day, yes, I said it, 3 miles a day, just to let you know, we scroll on average just under 3 miles a day. For you to stop and look at me and consider being a part of our community, I have to make sure that my message is reaching you. And to do that, I need to be specific. So I just wanted to put that out there. I just kind of wanted to share that. And if you've gone through something similar where you're not sure who you should be, how you should address someone, is it right, is it wrong, what does it look like to the wider world, does it make you look like you're something you're not, just bear in mind, it's all about your audience. But if you have gone through that and you've struggled like how I've struggled, but I've decided to come out and be bold, please do put your comments in the box. If you disagree, everybody's opinion is important. Please just drop your comment in the box, but know that it wasn't personal. My decision wasn't personal at all. I'm a huge advocate of diversity, but I wanted to put it out there, so let me know your thoughts.